Obituaries are sponsored by Colonial Funeral Home and Stokes Chapel, Fair, Ray, and Perry Spencer Funeral Homes, Boone and Cook Funeral Home and Crematory.
5 announcements from Boone and Cook Funeral Home. Visitation for Robert Cheney Newman, 63 of Eden, is being held today, 4 until 6. He was born in Danville and was a machine operator at Miller Brewing Company. Surviving are daughters Crystal Martin and husband Sammy of Eden, Amber Newman of Madison Heights, and Robin Newman of Lynchburg. Sister Rosemary Dillon of Eden, brother Eddie Newman and wife Brenda of Ridgeway, and 4 grandchildren. Rayford McPherson Boyd, 85 of Eden, died Sunday. Funeral services are tomorrow at 1 with private interment in Roselawn Memorial Gardens. There will be no formal visitation with the family present. He will lie in state this evening, 6 until 8. He was born in Spray, worked for Mize Motors for 30 years before retiring from Ralph Barrow Automotive. He was a member of New Life Chapel. Surviving are wife Ann Murray Clark Boyd of the home, children Darrell Boyd and wife Jennifer, Darnell Stewart and husband Jeff of Eden, Curtis Clark and wife Patty of Stoneville, and Linda Lay and husband Ralph, and 7 grandchildren and 8 great-grandchildren. The family requests everyone attending the service wear a face covering. Malcolm Mickey Stafford Cox, 68 of Eden, died Sunday. Visitation will be held Saturday, 6 until 8. The family will receive friends other times at the residence. He was born in Leakesville and retired from Miller Brewing Company. Surviving are wife Christian Della Cruz Cox of the home, children Matthew Cox and wife Christina of Eden, Denise Bullins of Eden, and Jake Della Cruz and wife Abigail of Denmark. Parents Stafford and Jen Cox, sister Jenny Ziegler, and husband Dan of Eden, and 7 grandchildren. Michael Joseph Culp, 62 of Pelham, died Saturday. A celebration of life service will be held Saturday at 2. The family will receive friends starting at 1 and other times at the home of Ricky Culp. He was born in Bath, Maine, and was a truck driver and mechanic. He was preceded in death by wife Brenda Culp. Surviving are daughter Laura Sawyer and husband Jonathan of Eden, siblings Bob Cotton of New Hampshire, Ricky Culp and wife Deborah of Eden, special friend Melba Maybe Bergeron, the Ghost Riders Nation Motorcycle Club. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be made to the American Heart Association. Ronnie Artis, 75, died Sunday. Funeral services are Friday at 11, with interment in Ridgeview Memorial Gardens. The family will receive friends starting at 10, and other times at the residence. The family requests face coverings be worn to the service and visitation. After graduating from Douglas High School in 1964, he went to St. Louis, Missouri, where he attended Bailey Technical School while studying mechanics. He attended Rockingham Community College to study accounting. He served in the United States Air Force 4 years, honorably discharged as Staff Sergeant. He worked for Stroh's American National Can, now Bulb Can Plant, where he retired with over 30 years of service. He was a deacon at St. John's Baptist Church in Axton, was secretary of the Deacon Board, member of the Usher Board, trustee, member of the Budget and Finance Committee, member of the Men's Choir, and Sunday school teacher. He worked with the Rockingham Rescue Mission, and he and his wife had a senior birthday card ministry. Surviving are his wife of 53 years, Vanzel R. Artis, daughters Rhonda O. Artis Smith-Taylor and Dory T. Artis Wilson, 1 grandchild, brothers Wayne Artis and Denise, and Michael Artis and Michelle of Eden, and sister Coley Simmons of Jamaica. 3 announcements from Perry Spencer Funeral Homes. Public viewing for Andrea Angie Settle is this evening or today from 1 until 7:30 in Madison, with graveside services tomorrow at 12 at Stoneville Municipal Cemetery. Arrangements for Ronald Brodnax, 57, are incomplete in Eden. Memorial services for Laura Williams will be held later. 6 announcements from Fair Funeral Home. Funeral services for Terry Wynne Joyce Coram are today at 4, with visitation 1 hour prior to the service. Burial in Overlook Cemetery. Margaret Peggy Dyer, 89, of Eden, died Sunday. Funeral services are Thursday at 2, with visitation starting at 12:30. Burial at Ridgeview Memorial Gardens. She was born in West Palm Beach, Florida, and retired from Fillcrest Mills. Surviving are daughters Debbie Overby and Joe of Salisbury, Sally, Cody, and Mark of Eden, 6 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. She was preceded in death by her husband of 48 years, Winfred Ike Randall Dyer. The family thanks Kim Carty for her care and requests, in lieu of flowers, memorial contributions be made to the Eden Salvation Army or to the Leukemia Research at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. Memorial services for Timothy Lee Agee will be held Saturday at 1 at Charity Baptist Church in Eden. Jacqueline Jackie Dishman Chandler, 92, of Eden, died Sunday. She was born in Leakesville and at 17 married Calvin Chandler. They were married for 60 years. She operated a beauty shop in her home for over 70 years. She grew up as a member of Leakesville Presbyterian Church and was a charter member of First Presbyterian Church in Eden. She served as a deacon and elder, taught Sunday school, served on the worship committee, and was in the chancel choir. Surviving are daughter Vicki Sharp and friend Jerry Sharp, son Greg Chandler and Beth, 5 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. Memorial services will be held at First Presbyterian Church Sunday at 2, with her grandson, Reverend Dr. Kyle Goodman, officiating. Graveside committal services will follow at Ridgeview Cemetery. The family will greet friends beginning at 1. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to First Presbyterian Church or Rockingham County Humane Society. Arrangements for Constance Ann Dirtle, 66, and Ivadale West Denny, 98, are incomplete. 4 announcements from Colonial Funeral Home. A celebration of life service for George Edward Krotz, 81, of Kernersville, who died Friday, and for his wife, Cheryl Sherry Caldwell Krotz, who died in January, will be held Friday at 11 in Madison. Reverend Doug Wright's officiating, with burial in Stoneville Municipal Cemetery. He was born in Randolph County, was a graduate of Stoneville High School, and served in the United States Army, where he spent time in Germany. He was employed as an air traffic controller with the FAA. He received a B.S. in business from Oklahoma City University. Surviving are daughters Christy Krotz Hollinger and husband Kurt Richard Hollinger of Holly and Holly Charity Krotz, and 1 grandchild. Brother Jim Krotz and wife Brenda. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be made to the DAV Charitable Service Trust that assists veterans and their families. Funeral services for Guy Eugene Isbell, Sergeant retired, are today at 11 at Oak Ridge Baptist Church, where he was a member, with interment in the church cemetery. Military honors by Fort Bragg. Also from Colonial Funeral Home, Funeral services are today at 3 in Madison for Daniel Ezekiel Pretty, with interment in Flat Shoals Primitive Baptist Church Cemetery. The family of Christina Renee Helms will receive friends at Stokes Chapel Friday 5 to 7, followed by memorial services at 7. Interment will be in Oak Ridge Baptist Church Cemetery.